Hotel.
Hotel station. Come back with the call sign again, slowly.
November 4, Alpha Charlie Hotel.
Roger, Roger. And what's the name there?
Name here is HC, Hotel Charlie, HC.
Roger, HC. Now, what does HC stand for?
Anything you want to. I use water faucets for the main reason.
Hot and cold.
You got it. Okay, that's it.
Roger that. Well, where are you, sir?
I am in Northern Virginia, high atop Bull Run Mountain. I've been copying the mail here for last few minutes. Very interesting, very interesting. One comment I got on QRZ, you're shouting, "Hi, I'm Jim Ferguson." It's all caps. Did you notice that? That's shouting.
Oh, yeah, but it helps my eyesight. So, everybody's got the opportunity to do what they want to. I have to read what I'm writing, and I read caps a lot better than I do lowercase.
That's okay. Yeah, very interesting what you're doing here. I presume I'm sounding okay. You're coming in over 20 over 9 in Northern Virginia, about 30 miles west of Washington, D.C.
Roger, HC, and your audio is doing about 3 dB dynamic range, which is just perfect, very fat. And what kind of radio are you running, sir?
It's a cheap ICOM 7700 feeding into an A3S 3-element beam heading in your direction, somewhere up there in Indiana.
All right, now just a little bit heavy on the bottom end, EQ-wise or proximity to microphone. I'm not sure exactly which one that is.
I would say it's proximity to the mic. If I back up out here, it should be okay.
You got it, sir. That's it. That's perfect.
And I will leave it there. Thank you very much.
You might have to put one of those, like, curb feelers, a little piece of wire with a thing on it that sticks out in front of the mic, and when you run into it, you're close enough.
That's called a mustache. I have one of them. Thank you.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, and what kind of antenna you got there?
It's a Cushcraft A3S with 6 and 40 meter add-ons. Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. I also have the G5RB, but Cushcraft is what I aim at somebody from far away.
Roger that. And what kind of power are you running?
When I'm on 150 right now.
Oh, making a great trip for that. Yeah, you're at least 12 over, Roger.
Roger, very good. Yeah, you're still hitting it at 20 over here.
Roger, Roger. Well, I'm conjuring a lot harder than you are.
Okay.
I'm using this inverted V, and I practiced a unusual tuning technique, I think, and that I'm not using a balun, I'm just using a choke. And so I have a negative and a positive on my inverted V, and I do SWR adjustments on the negative side and bring it back on frequency on the positive side, and I just keep going back and forth and back and forth. So I have 3 inverted Vs for different bands, and they're all running about 1.01 to 1, Roger.
Roger, sounds good. I'm going to try to switch over to the other antenna here in a second right now. Okay, I'm on the G5RB. Any difference?
I think it came up quite a bit, Roger.
Okay, I'll leave it on this then. I've noticed receive is much better on the G5RB than it is on the beam.
Roger. Well, you can pretty much be assured that the difference that you hear on receive is fairly well usually used in transmit. And so if you pick up 5 dB signal increase in receive on an antenna, you'll probably pick up 5 dB radiation increase in your transmit. Roger?
Roger on that. Okay, Jim, enjoyed talking to you. I've got somebody yelling upstairs. I got to get out of here. Appreciate it very much. My mustache, okay, I'm going to keep that about 4 inches, and that should keep me about where I should be.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, and if you get a chance, you want to check your audio, if you go to YouTube in the next couple of days and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that'll take you to the Qso-Vlog page, and on that page, I look for a session called My Group AIRCHECK 11119. My Group AIRCHECK 11119. Roger?
Roger. One quick question I have. Way back when you were 12 years old, you used a 5-watt Pirate. radio station. What kind of transmitter were you using at the time?
Oh, a tube that you will probably never have heard of, a 117L7.
I've heard of it. I had a 100 milliwatt, one of those night kit, same thing.
Roger. Now, my mother was secretary for a military base for a bunch of brass out there in West Palm Beach, and one of those guys, she would tell them all about my adventures in radio. So one day, one of those guys came in, and he had this. It was called the One Tube Wonder. And he had spent a little time playing with it, and he knew more about it than I ever would. And it was running quite a bit in excess of its normal output capabilities. And he said first that it should always be run. He told my mother to always have me run it on a frequency that did not have a local radio station on it, and that it should always have an antenna on it. Otherwise, it would burn itself up. And so, keeping with the wordage that he used to keep a good antenna on it, I did proceed to run a 300-foot wire from the top of a 80-foot pine tree to the pump house, which I was using as my control room. And it did allow me to pick up another 3 or 4 miles of coverage until there was a lightning storm, and I was DJing with my earphones on, and there was a lightning hit that didn't hit exactly on my antenna, but hit in the area, and there was enough blow-by static charge to come down the antenna, 300-foot antenna, into the shack and in through my ears and to my feet on the floor. And the next thing I knew, I was coming awake, trying to figure out what I was doing, laying out on the floor. And it took me a long time after that before I could wear earphones, Roger.
Roger, and with that lightning stroke, all of a sudden you had your general license, and whoopee, there you go.
Roger, it was an earth-shattering event. I had developed a great respect for lightning, and so I didn't even like to be in the area when there was a lightning storm, Roger.
Roger. Okay, Jim, I'm going to let you go. Somebody else yelling here in the background on your place. This has been enjoyable. Hope to catch you again. KC9VKV and 4ACH 73s.
Roger, HC-308, sir. Have yourself a good evening and a good afternoon. Whichever comes first, hopefully the afternoon, then the evening. That's usually the way it is. 3s. We'll catch you later. This is KC9VKV.